Welcome to MP Access, the podcast from 5 Star Institute and Mortgage Point. Today we're here with Eric Delgado. I'm not going to list all your companies. I'm going to let you do that for you. This is Gina Galusha, Executive Director of Memberships at the 5 Star, and we're really excited to have a chat today. It's really going to be a conversation where we get to know each other, you get to know us, and what's going on in our lives and in the industry.
Awesome. Gina, thank you so much for having me. This is incredible. By the way, congratulations on this wonderful studio.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, it's pretty awesome.
I even decided to match the studio today because we love it so much.
Yeah. Well, again, thanks for having me here.
Glad you're here. So I got to learn a little bit about you yesterday in a strategy meeting that we had, and we've been kind of working adjacently for a while, but I didn't know all those things. So tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got here. I've got a couple questions after you get started.
Yes, questions myself and how I got here. Well, look, real estate's my passion. I've been a serial entrepreneur since the very beginning of life. I mean, starting when I was 8 years old, I opened up, you know, your lemonade stand.
Absolutely.
And then 12 years old, you did like a bike repair shop, and 13 years old, I'm going door to door, knocking on doors, selling subscriptions back when subscriptions were to be sold of magazines. Mm-hmm. I always found myself doing a hustle, right? Then I got into college and I started to do work, inside the school and outside the school, side jobs, side hustles, and that entrepreneurial spirit just never went away. In fact, right when I graduated college, I started my first business. And that was the opportunity for me to really explore what it was like to make it on my own and be outside of college as an adult, making my own money, making my own rent.
How did you do that from the very beginning?
I think it's just a mindset, right? I think it's one where I would always hear my mom and my dad. So back, talking about my parents, first generation here, my dad always had these visions and these dreams. I would remember on Saturdays and Sundays, he was a mechanic, so he'd bring cars into our garage, our home, and he would work on these cars, and he'd have me come in and help him a little bit. And he said to me, listen, son, like, there's zero wrong with being a mechanic. This is how I'm providing for the family, but I want you to dream bigger, right? And I could always tell that he had this sense of I'm missing out, to a point where we probably when I was younger, went to maybe 3, 4, 5 shops that he wanted to quote unquote buy, but he never pulled the trigger. He never pulled the trigger. And at the same time, my mom is doing her side hustle. She's selling, she's acquiring a bunch of clothes and jewelry from the Home Shopping Network, taking them to Ecuador and selling them to her friends and family overseas, and she's making her side. So I had this side hustle mentality from my mom and my dad.
Right.
But I also saw how hard it was working for somebody else. So that entrepreneurial spirit just started to build and grow. And so, yeah, my first leap was right after college.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And maybe when you're that young, before you get entrenched in payroll and the idea of payroll, it's easier to be audacious.
Right. And by the way, like, what do you need when you're 20, 21 years old? Right. You just want to know, like, all right, am I going to be able to have Rally's burger or pizza? Like that, for me, those were my dilemmas. Right. And who needed at that point in time when you're 21, 22 years old, who needed a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 square foot house, a 1-bedroom apartment, a studio? Like life was much more simpler then. Right. And so getting into the idea of aspiring to be bigger and make a ton of money and do a ton of great things, knowing that your downside was still, like, I could still wait tables, I could still be a bartender, I could still do things to help support the dream, right? Which is what I did. So, like, yeah, at 21 years old, I was waiter at Houston's, a bartender at Agave, making drinks, delivering meals, and still following and pursuing being an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm. Having been a waitress and a bartender, I really do think it's an excellent education in humanity
100%.
and yourself.
Yes, 100%.
It does help.
Yeah.
in the business world for sure.
Yeah.
I want all my kids to do it.
That's it. And so then comes the real estate aspect of it, right? So,
okay, yes. So how did that come about? How did that become your love and passion?
You know, it's interesting because the company I started with my best friend, he and I were record producers, and so we thought that we were going to be one day in the VMAs on a red carpet,
MTV,
MTV, R.I.P. by the way, right? I think they shot their last episode.
That's really sad.
Recently.
My childhood's gone.
Gone. We're dating ourselves a little bit, but but we had these aspirations of doing that. We quickly realized that this is in 2000, 2001. The digital music age was kind of taking over music, and so printing a CD wasn't as prosperous as now becoming part of Napster or whatever it was back then. Right. So we ended up pivoting and being nightclub promoters. And why? Because we were sitting at a nightclub one day and we saw all these people line up paying $10, $15, $20 to get in, and guess what? Like 200 people at $10, the math started making sense, and so we started that. And by the way, that's how we financed and bankrolled our music passion. And then we realized that maybe we want to do more. So we thought about owning our own spot, owning our own place, doing our own thing. And that's what we ended up doing. We ended up doing our own stuff. Fast forward to today, my business partner back then, still my best friend, he's now like king of the world. LeBlanc and Smith hotels, like one of his hotels got named 2 weeks ago top 12 wedding hotel in the world, right? I mean, he's doing big things in New Orleans and in Nashville and Atlanta. So he himself got bit by the entrepreneurial bug as well.
Did you spread it?
I think so. Yep. I think so. I mean, he and I, we'd sit there. And we had a little office. Our first office literally was a broom closet. And he's a 6'6" guy. And it was probably 6 by 6. We had two, I don't know how we fit 2 desks in there, but it was a small broom closet.
Were they like the little school desks where you lift the lid?
You know what? They were like these itty bitty things. Yes. And it was awesome. And we were so proud of ourselves.
As you should have been.
And, And so that's the beginning of that. But what ended up happening is when Katrina hit, there was an opportunity for the company to go out and acquire our own business and even our own location, and real estate was somewhat of an opportunity for folks. But for me, I ended up having to come back to DC for personal reasons, and I got into the mortgage business. I didn't even know how to spell mortgage. Right? Maybe
that word doesn't make sense.
Right?
Can we just say that?
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't make sense.
Right? Mortgage.
I don't even know what its origin is.
But hey, I couldn't spell it. I got into it. And helped one of my family members grow a mortgage company from one office to several offices, from a couple of loan officers to several dozen loan officers, and we quickly became one of the largest brokerages in the DC metro region. Right?
Awesome. So went into mortgages. One of my favorite books, Anne of Green Gables, talks about the bend in the road, and you don't know it's coming, or you have the straightaways. So from there, did you have a bend in the road, or did you have a straightaway?
Well, there was a little bend in the road called the mortgage crisis. Right?
That was more like a cliff.
Thank you. Right? It was more like a cliff. Good. No,
Total
exactly.
Roadrunner moment.
I mean, look, it was one of those situations. It's a black swan moment, right? And so if you look at history, that's a huge shift in all kinds of market dynamics. I mean, it was incredible. I mean, the number of documentaries, the number of movies, you name it. It's been written about, spoken about, produced about dozens, if not hundreds of times. It was that impactful. And we were stuck right in the middle of it. I mean, look, sidebar, I was literally like in the middle of the complete downfall of the market. I was getting married. My fiance, soon-to-be wife at the time, was pregnant with Isabel. The sky was falling. I mean, it was catastrophic. And I'm like, okay, well, what's going to happen here, right? And so I ended up just keeping my nose to the ground and fighting through it. And one day I get a phone call from a friend, and he says, hey, I think I'm on to something. I think I have this concept. I think I have this idea. Why don't you come, let's have lunch, let's talk about it. So we had lunch and we talked about what was called a non-performing loan.
Ah, yes.
And he was like, do you want to invest? Like, we can buy 1 or 2, we can buy 3 or 4. And what started off as one loan, one opportunity turned into 5, turned into 10, turned into what was now over 50,000. And so born was this idea and this concept of the NPL space. And so I was invited to join a startup from the ground up, and it was one of the best experiences of my life. And it really showed me. So I've seen the mortgage, the origination, like the dream of home ownership. Then I saw, like, after the mortgage crisis, what people were going through and people losing their homes, and we, the company that I was with, and still am a member of, we found solutions for those people. So we were being altruistic, finding solutions, helping people through the most challenging times of their lives, losing potential assets, or we were able to right size their position in those assets. That's whether awesome. It was restructuring their mortgage, whether it was helping them sell the houses. There was a solution for them that helped people. I mean, with the thank you letters, the notes, the gifts, the tears on the phone. Like, it was a big deal for us. Mm-hmm. And all the while, we were actually, not only were we doing good for people, it became a business. And that's when all the wheels started to turn in my brain as to how big real estate could be from a professional standpoint.
Okay, yeah. I want to pause there for a minute. So we talked about when you were right out of college, right? There's no risk, right? But when you're pivoting with your entrepreneurial spirit and obvious, fabulous imagination, now you're in a place where there is risk and you have major responsibilities. So how did you approach that in a way that was strategic and you felt was safe to take that leap? So
right now in my role today, I advise probably over 50 companies about scaling and growing and all the things that business owners want to, they either fear or want to hear, or need to hear. One of my rules, one of the pillars of success for the people that I do advisory work for, is you have to surround yourself with the right people. If you find yourself around the right people and you help build the right team, taking those risks makes it worthwhile, right? Because you're minimizing the downside by having a Gina to support you, having a Jordan to support you, having a JP, like the list goes on and on and on. Like, having the right team circle around you, around an idea or wanting to row in the same direction, helps reduce that risk. And so at that moment in time, when the sky was falling, I looked at the team and I'm like, yeah, I trust Mike, I trust Steve, I trust Lauren, I trust Justin, I trust Gerardo. And I started, like, these are good people. Not only are they good people, they're smart, and they all had the same dream and vision, right? And so that's why I was able to say, okay, let's do this. And so we did it. And I don't think any one of us ever expected to turn that business into what it is today, right? And so, and that's been a huge overarching theme for all the businesses that I've been a part of. Is if you have the right team, and you have the right goal, and you build the right culture, the downside risk gets reduced tremendously.
Love it. Okay, so from there, can we fast forward to REO Alliance and where that came from? What led to that? What were you thinking? Did someone say it was a need? Did you think it was a need? How did it come about?
So, it's interesting because the REO Alliance, in that world where we were buying NPLs, one of the things we wanted to do, or needed to do, we needed to do, is find an agent network. So we started building an agent network. I went to my first 5-star event. It was like in 2009, and I met all these agents, and I had no idea what I was doing. No clue. Like, what am I asking for? Like, what's a good agent? Like, what do I need? Like, what is REO? Like, I'm learning on the fly. We're all learning on the fly, right? And so I get there and, thank goodness that there was a 5-star, because I was able to, I was that guy. I was in sessions, taking notes, listening to all the content, getting myself educated, and meeting agents and other folks that are in similar businesses. And I was able to say, okay, now I think I get it. And so I built my agent network, 50 agents, 100. At one point, we had like 2,000 agents in our network. Oh, my word. It was awesome. And it was a great community. Well, as business started slowing down and I started doing other things, I lost touch of the agent network. And then one day I woke up and I said, you know what? What's missing in today's default real estate environment is the community that I built 10 years ago. So I said, let's do it again. And we started off with a handful of agents. Oh, and by the way, in the midst of all that, we started a real estate company, 19 states, and we folded it because it just didn't make financial sense. But I had agents in that real estate company that wanted to do more, and so I wanted to provide them opportunities to grow financially and grow professionally and just do the things that we said that we could help them do. And I wanted to hold up my end of the bargain, so we started this community called the REO Alliance. And again, 50 agents, 500 agents, 1,000 agents, grew to 4,000 agents. And it's just a community. It's a brand agnostic community. It's a community where literally leverages social media, Facebook in particular. People put content out, ask questions. There's masterminding. There's coaching sessions. There's training sessions. There's education. There's best practices. There's roadmaps, all in this community. And what was interesting to me is how 4,000 agents came together and really built something special. And all walks of life, all cities, all states. There's some people from internationally that are in the network. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty amazing. And so we built it based off of wanting just to build an environment where people could mastermind and not have to worry about, oh, I work for Keller Williams, or I work for, Remax, or I work for EXP. It's like it's whoever, however, come and learn about default. But now it's expanded.
I want to talk about something you said, community. I think a lot of times when folks get together at a conference or they get together in a group, they think of each other as competition a lot of the time. And I always tell our force agents, the people in this room are not your competition. They're your community. They're your referral sources. They're your source of truth, that kind of thing. So how did you build that community in a way so that people knew open sharing was good?
I think it becomes, number one, it's logical, and number two, the numbers don't lie. There's business out there for everybody, like literally everybody.
Well, in the last couple of years, people haven't felt that way,
Well, I mean, and if you've been part of, and thank you for giving me the platform a few years ago to encourage agents to diversify their businesses. Right. Like if they've been to the past few 5-stars, there's been this shift in saying, okay, don't just rely on default. Start thinking about single-family rentals, investments, commercial, retail. And so I've been on several stages saying, if we all understand that real estate is four walls and a roof, but there's different types of there's several ways of monetizing that and making it a true business. Let's talk about that. Let's mastermind around that. And so that's been one of the biggest mantras of the REO Alliance is we're not just, which is why we changed the name. We went from the REO Alliance to the RE Alliance because we wanted to say, okay, guys, default's great, but let's open up the net and say, okay, how can we create opportunities, not just REO and default related?
Absolutely, because those transferable skills are transferable, but if you're doing default, your skills are so honed and so diverse, and your grit, right? You've got to have grit if you're doing REO. So all of those things equal the ability to pivot on the regular.
On the regular. I mean, if you're in the default space, you're pivoting every day.
Absolutely.
Literally every day.
Absolutely.
Right? You're going after your clients want this. Oh, by the way, no, we want that. And what are you going to say no to your client? So you're exactly right. So having that mentality and that fortitude and that stick-to-itiveness to like really pivot and go after like new opportunities, I mean, it's there. It's for the taking. Mm-hmm. And by the way, like that's what I really appreciated about the team here at 5 Stars. They saw this not last month, not last year, but several years ago.
No, ever since I got here.
Right.
Honestly.
And how long have you been here?
4+.
It seems like forever, right?
It does, in a good way.
In a good way.
In a good way.
I could see the energy here. This is awesome. I love the last day and a half visiting with you guys.
It's been awesome.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what you were saying in terms of when you have the right people in the room, you can trust. And that's how I felt at the end of the day yesterday. I was like, these are the right people. I'm excited about what's coming.
I totally agree. Mm-hmm. Totally agree. And then with the 5 Star being a platform of community, because you guys got it locked down. I mean, you guys have it so locked down. Like this last event that happened, a month and a half ago? Seems like yesterday.
It does.
I mean, it felt like a family reunion.
Like so many people say that.
Right?
And I love it.
Yeah. And so that, to me, that just tells you that people want to work together collaboratively. I mean, every now and again you'll have somebody who's going to be very protective of their whatever there is, right?
Yes.
But I've always helped people. Like that's one of my superpowers is connecting people, connecting dots, putting people in front of the right folks. And what goes around comes around. Like good karma is good karma.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. And the thing I would say about watching those people who come and they want to hold everything close to the vest, in my years, what I've seen is either they learn and they get excited about this culture of open sharing, or they don't stay because it's not the right fit for them. And that's okay. That's okay. But it is really, really cool to see, one, the reunion that happens at 5 Star every year, and two, how those relationships grow over time and how people, as they're pivoting, they support each other, and provide that information that they need and just that emotional support sometimes that they need. Yeah,
100%. 100%.
It's a great community.
Yeah, such a good community.
It is.
And so we're excited to, and I don't know if you want to lead.
You.
Okay.
I want you to lead.
Okay. Which is why, when we talk about putting people in the right places and having the right people around you, in speaking with you and in speaking with Jonathan and just spitballing ideas many, many months ago, it made a lot of sense to find ways to work together. Mm-hmm. And we used the term work together very loosely initially, but as we started talking more and more and more, the light bulb started going off. And I'm like, well, why does this have to be a loosely termed working together? Can it be a little more formal? Can we have, because you guys get, like, why reinvent the wheel? You've built a platform that is clearly successful, that real estate agents and the real estate community have done so many great things because and with your platform. Why try to reinvent that? Why not find an opportunity to say, you know what, like, we've got some really cool ideas. We got people that aren't still familiar with the 5 Star that we want to introduce the 5 Star to. Let's find a way to partner. And so it went from working together to partnering. And
that's such a good way to put it.
Right?
Yes.
And it's like, and now the ideas and the exchanging of excitement and like yesterday's strategy session, like the things that I am really, really excited about is how well we're going to be able to support agents that want to be successful. Like we're going to be able to support them in almost anything and all things.
It's true. I think yesterday I got really excited because, like you were saying, you have something great going on. You've got a great community going on. We've got a great community going on. And, we've been working together for forever. You guys came to the very first REO Connect, which was an experiment. That was a lot of fun, and supported in that. And you've been coming to them ever since. And when it changed to Velocity each year, it makes sense. But yesterday, as we were sitting down and talking, about specifically how can we do better? What can we do more? How can we give more value? That was really when it felt exponential.
Right. I left here, I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And, for those that don't, like, it's easy. A lot of people can mistake these associations and say, oh, they're not doing it for but being here and number one, being part of the 5-star community in one way, shape, or form since 2009, 2010, it's still up for debate. And then coming here yesterday, 2 days ago, and then yesterday, and now today, there's no secret. Like, everything you do here in this organization is in search of empowering and bettering the real estate community.
Yeah.
It's literally do the right thing and right things happen.
Absolutely. I've said this before, but in my previous work, I've always done nonprofit. It's always been mission work. And when I took this role, I was talking to a previous boss, and he said, Gina, you're going to hate it. You're going to hate it. It's for profit. And I got boots on the ground and realized, no, it's not. Because service of another human being is service of another human being, right? And that's what we do here. And I love it. All right, so we've talked about all the history, which has been fascinating. I've loved it. Thank you for sharing. And we've talked about kind of the partnership that was, or the working relationship that was, and the partnership that is to be. Tell us more about what are the next steps. What's this look like for RE Alliance as you shift to RE Alliance from REO, and what we're going to do with the partnership moving forward?
I mean, that's such a big question because there's so many things that we want to do. I mean, the whiteboard session yesterday. I mean, the things that I think will happen in the immediate future is going to be great. But the things that are going to be happening 6 months down the road, a year down the road, is going to be extremely rewarding for everybody involved, right? And so a couple of things that come top of mind and why this makes sense and how much how I'm socializing this to real estate agents is having, like, I think 5-Star has done a really good job in producing events and making community. But now that I'm like this, I'm so much closer to you guys, I just didn't realize what else you guys have to offer. So I want to be the gateway to a lot of these agents and evangelize, hey guys, like they have so many things to offer outside of an event in September and an event in March or April. Like, they've got so many things that if you really pay attention and you really buy in, there's going to be so much opportunity for you to learn as a professional, learn as a business owner, as an entrepreneur. Because, by the way, like, everybody who's in real estate is an entrepreneur.
Absolutely.
Right? And what you've built here is phenomenal. And I just think you guys don't pat yourselves on the back enough or beat your chest enough to let people know these things exist. That's probably true because we're always like building the next point of value. We're always thinking about, okay, great. That was great. We made this. We've offered this. Now what are we going to give them? Because we built the RE Alliance to do the things that you guys already had, not knowing you guys have it. Fair enough. So now I want to be like a vehicle. Mm-hmm. Like, let's pack this car up and let's ship it to these agents and let's let them know, hey, by the way, like, these education sessions, these certifications, these opportunities, like, that's how I see this happening. And then having you guys really embrace the idea and not just talking the talk, but actually doing it of, like, how can I empower agents to learn more about SFR? How can I empower agents to learn more about the investment community? How can I empower agents to learn more about commercial? Like, those are real things that if agents want to expand their business and increase their revenue, pay attention to those things, work alongside the RE Alliance that's working alongside 5-Star, and watch your business just grow. Mm-hmm. The other thing I love about it is all those things you're listing, so often if an agent is really wise, they're doing it themselves too.
right? They're investing in SFR. They're learning to invest in commercial. And when we offer the panels that we do and the trainings that we do, they get to learn both, so that if they haven't, they can start. And if they have, they can grow,
I mean, you're spot on, right? I mean, the bottom line for me is if we can teach the agent community, the people that are involved in real estate, to do things the right way, or to do things a way that can be considered the right way, and we can help these agents scale their businesses, that just sends a rippling effect to the entire community. Like a good agent who's doing good work for good people, creating home ownership, creating wealth for people of all walks of life.
Safer communities.
Right? And so here we are, like we here, the overarching we in this building, have the ability to like make a real impact. And that's what's super exciting. And that's why having the RE Alliance partner with the 5-star and bring to the masses all of the bells, the whistles, the tools, the technology, the things that we're whiteboarding. I mean, imagine if even half of the things we talked about yesterday actually we execute on. Imagine what that's going to do to the real estate community. Imagine how impactful that'll be for real estate agents to say, okay, yes, I need that. Yes, I want to do that. Help me learn how to be there. It's going to be brilliant.
RE Alliance, tell us details about what people need to know and what's coming and what they need to look for.
Okay, great. So thank you for asking that. So RE Alliance, we're going to send a mass communication to everybody that's in our REO Alliance, letting them know that we're going to sunset the REO Alliance. So that network, that community, that community will be sunset.
I think shifted.
Shifted. Everybody is going to be invited to join the RE Alliance, right? And it won't be an invite only. So if you're part of the REO Alliance, you're going to know how to shift into the RE Alliance. Mm-hmm. At some point, the REO Alliance will be a shell.
There you go. I like that. It's gone from cocoon stage to butterfly stage.
And it's more, the metamorphosis has been brilliant.
Yes.
Right? The wings are growing. And so we're going to invite people into the RE Alliance. So agents will be looking out for those communications. And slowly but surely, we're going to release offerings that are going to help educate, help scale, help grow people's businesses that are going to be directly related in some way, shape, or form to the 5-Star Institute. And that's going to be pretty cool as well. So be on the lookout for these agents that are listening. Be on the lookout for communication, the transition into the RE Alliance. And from there, I mean, who knows what's next? I mean, I'm just really, really pumped.
I think I also want to say, for those of you who are listening that aren't agents but are part of this community, these are going to be designed with you in mind as well, right? We know that there's attorneys out there, there's servicers out there, there's lenders out there who want this intel too. So don't think this isn't for you. It is for you too. And I'm really excited to be here.
I can't wait. I can't wait for this network of the RE Alliance to grow from 4,000 to 10,000, from 10,000 to 20,000, and that group, the specific ones that really want to go all in their trajectory of growth professionally, going all in with like the Force and all the other offerings that you guys have. I mean, again, sky's the limit. This is gonna be so fun.
It's gonna be great. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for sharing and collaborating and partnering.
Collaboration and partnering. It's been great. Gina, it's been awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for joining us. We love having you here. We love to see you in the future. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you soon.